Right now, nearly everyone in the Western world is aware of the scandal that is Balenciaga. But what most people are not yet fully aware of is just how far that scandal actually goes. You will see a weird TikTok video that's floating around right now. You'll see some strange conspiracy theories being thrown about, and a whole lot of other stuff that's just absolutely false. It doesn't make this story any less strange or disturbing or, I don't know, chilling to your very core. You're going to be presented with a lazy company statement, actually two of them. Just read this one. We strongly condemn child abuse. It was never our intent to include it in the narrative. It's just one of two apologies coming out of a set of ad campaigns that went wildly wrong at best and were purposefully disgusting at worst. And I think you're going to land on that second option here in just a moment after we go through everything here. This company has continued to find its way into deeper controversies, and upon further investigation by myself and a whole lot of other folks out there, it does indeed get worse, much worse. I found some stuff I cannot possibly show you on any video platform. I would be uncomfortable showing it to people privately. You can do your own research. I'll make it very easy for you to follow the breadcrumbs. This is not going to be a popular video with the video platforms. Hopefully you guys can help out. Here we go. This is a no-no story for me. It is absolutely not something that I want to be known for. I don't dive into the weird conspiracies. I don't engage in a lot of off-the-wall stuff, and I definitely try not to get ultra controversial on this channel. Maybe someday on a different channel, it's possible, just not here. So, with that said, I'm probably going to be punished in the algorithm. Video platforms don't like this stuff. And because of that, I'm really going to need your help, specifically on this video, getting this story out there. I'm also going to need your help if you wouldn't mind checking for the rest of the next couple of weeks on all the other videos and stories that I do, because there's a decent chance you're going to get no more notifications for a while. That's just the way they do things. Doesn't make the story any less important. So let's start at its simplest. Is a luxury fashion brand, one of many. They are actually overflowing with brand ambassadors, and all of those folks, they're A-tier celebrities. There's no way you're gonna see somebody as like dim-bulbed as like Kathy Griffin. You have to get somebody of world renown like Kim Kardashian or similar. In fact, in an excerpt from the Forbes coverage on the Balenciaga scandal, the noted Kim Kardashian has popularized Balenciaga's head-to-toe gloved jumpsuits in the last year. This is from their article. Famously wearing an all-black gown from the brand that covered her face at the 2021 Met Gala. Her love for the brand was recently featured on an episode of her family's Hulu reality show, The Kardashians, which showed her walking in a fashion show and talking about their partnership. Now, the Washington Post picks up the story from there, most recently, stating that due to the scandal and probably the things that I'm about to cover here in the next few moments, Kim Kardashian is reevaluating the Balenciaga relationship. No kidding. So, what are the controversial images that kicked this whole thing off? You've probably already seen them in many different places, most specifically if you're on socials like Twitter or Minds or Getter or possibly on Instagram. You've probably already seen them. You really have. So I can't really show you the images. Not for any of the reason that A, I don't want to, but secondly, again, what I can show you would have to be heavily blurred out. What I can show you is some pieces of those images, and they're very disturbing indeed. Look, putting the imagery that you're seeing right now in these ads next to a child is deeply disturbing to me. Having to be a part of this photo shoot and in the context that all of these images were taken, I don't know, I would say borderline, if not completely criminal. The company, of course, issues the statement that we already reviewed saying that their plush bear bags with the BDSM regalia should not have featured children. No kidding. And now that we have a little more background on how these photo shoots get set up and who stages them and all of that, we found out that for at least one of them, the photographer wasn't involved in any of the setup outside of lighting and taking the pictures. Not sure how the rest of these went down. But the problem is, of course, it didn't stop with just these pictures. And again, we're talking about a secondary ad campaign that was for a purse, and it featured a printout of a 2008 Supreme Court decision that dealt with young people being disgustingly exploited. Notice how I am not saying the words. And if you want more, if you want to know more for reference, you can actually look up that decision from '08. It is called U.S. or United States versus Williams, U.S. Supreme Court 2008. Now, after this was called out from this ad campaign, secondary ad campaign, different time frame, they offered a second apology. And Kim does, of course, her thing. I'm reevaluating, blah, blah, blah. Great. Then we have people like myself, but many others before I got started, diving into this company and investigating it and all of their past behavior. So to get to the heart of it all, which is really important here, we need to simply look at who runs it, right? Who is the primary owner of it? What's the background and all of those things? So what's amazing about this is that the answer we're looking for is the same answer, obviously, for Balenciaga, but for Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent, Alexander McQueen, Bottega Veneta, Brioni, Boucheron, Pilato, Dodo, Cartier, Chloe, Montblanc, Dunhill, Alia, Maui Jim. That's a total of 15 luxury brands right there, and a couple of others that may not be so luxury. So when it comes to eyewear, is Puma a luxury brand? I don't think so. But all of these entities, all of them, are owned by Kering, K-E-R-I-N-G. Kering, in turn, as an entity, has a $70 billion market value right now. It's been up and down. They've had their ups and downs, especially recently. That's actually, the company is run by one person, the founder's son, Francois Henry Pinault. He's married to Selma Hayek. That's why she's a billionaire, folks. Now we need to get into some other things here that Kering owns. Also very disturbing. Christie's, the auction house, the service, the online service, I believe. At current, or recently, I should say, Christie's has offered some incredibly disturbing things. There are a lot of pieces here. I'm probably going to include this in the description section because I can't show what it is. They are beyond me to describe. They're beyond me breaking it down, other than to say it features children, very young children, mannequins, specifically not actual humans, but very realistic looking mannequins of children doing inappropriate actions with inappropriate appendages, inappropriate places, engaged in activities that you probably don't want to see. And to judge for yourself, which I do not suggest, look up some examples of Jake and Dino's Chapman. In fact, some of this garbage described as art can actually be found in a YouTube video currently on YouTube from a Channel 4 documentary. And again, I will try to throw some links out there, a link to the story where you can get a lot of these sources if you must. But this Channel 4 documentary, I think, goes back to 2011. Okay, let's do this. A shout out to Dominique Samuel for uncovering some of this connection on Twitter, by the way. I agree with her sentiments, and I think that should you elect to take some course of notice, that's on you. I'm not going to make any suggestions to you. She made some suggestions. You can certainly look over what her examples are, but the art collections that are featured by the Chapman folks and Mr. Pinault's personal collection are, again, and this is not even the tip of the iceberg, because this continues to develop, and it probably will for some time going forward. More disturbing elements have emerged from the shadows. For instance, Rachel Chandler was reportedly casting for Balenciaga, apparently more than once. It's more than suggested that she has ties to a certain island whose client list is protected by the government at all cost right now. Ollie London, a British influencer, recently came out and is claiming not just what I just said, but more, including that this brand, again, probably the balance of these brands, is deeply involved in minor abuse and exploitation. He even cites an Instagram image that she posted of herself on CCTV footage on an island. The ties to the unnamed island and modeling agencies and some fashion houses are all being pulled together, not just for her, but for many. And unfortunately, there's a bunch of junk that is simultaneously being thrown out there to muddy the waters a bit. And no, there is no human skin coat that's stitched together from Balenciaga. That's completely unrelated. In fact, I think it was done on an Etsy store or eBay store or something like that. So discount that completely. I don't think it's that overt. But the rabbit hole here does indeed go quite deep. There are more people trying to pull tangential lines together, as I said, to see if they can line them up and tie them together. An ever-expanding scope is really hard to manage, and yet there are a group of people that are doing a pretty good job of bringing to the light some very concerning things. The thing that is clear right now, overall, is that this is not the first time Balenciaga has had issues. And it's certainly not the first time that Kering has had issues, because they own Balenciaga, they own Gucci, they own a lot of these luxury brands. There seems to be a lot of disgusting that's tied to all of it, and some unaffiliated fashion houses as well. I'm going to continue to follow this for as long as it develops. I'm going to keep collecting facts and information as they become clear. I honestly don't know how to wrap up this video. This one, I don't know. I can ask you what you think, but I honestly don't have any answers. I just don't. And I'm almost without words during part of this. Please comment down below. That's really going to help drive the algorithm here. Like I said, this is not one of those videos that the video services are going to, doesn't matter where this is posted, nobody's going to dig this. It's not something that they can monetize. It's not even something I think that I'm going to try and monetize. I don't think Grant will turn the monetization on. It's probably for the best. It wouldn't stay monetized anyway. And again, all of this is being reported by a lot of other people, including news and many other reputable sources like Forbes, etc., etc. So it's not like the stuff isn't being exposed by the mainstream. They're just not diving deep enough, or maybe they just feel like they can't, or maybe there's enough influence out there that they won't. I don't know. Please let me know if this is stuff that you're interested in, if you want me to keep pursuing this particular story, although I probably will just do it whether or not I make videos on it or not. But if you want me to dive down these rabbit holes occasionally, just let me know. That's again what the comment section is for. Get my attention or respond to a post in the community tab. I don't even know what to do with this one. Normally I'd wrap the video the same way I always do, but here I'm just going to say, please take care of yourself and take care of others. Hold everybody close. Hold your loved ones close. Wash your hands, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. And don't forget to check out my Rumble at rumble.com/CultureCasino. And don't forget to check out my Rumble at rumble.com/CultureCasino.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.